You ever cared so much what others thought about you that it stopped you in your tracks? Maybe you wanted to do something, but you were so afraid of opinions, people opinions, and how they was gonna view you. Whether they was gonna think that you was a weirdo, whether they was gonna think that you was poor, whether they was gonna think that you didn't have all your marbles. Well, honey, this video is for you. So today, my youngest son had came from his father's house and is misting where I live. Is raining a little bit. It's not that cold. It's probably about 70 something degrees, 78 degrees. And he went in a closet after he got dressed for school and he went and put on this big heavy coat. And my first instinct was, why would this boy put this coat on? I done told him time and time again. So I asked him, I said, Javon, why are you wearing that big coat? And one of the things he said to me was, because it's raining outside. And I was like, it's raining, but it's not cold. And he was like, but I want to wear it. And in that instant, I had seen the old beliefs coming up, feeling like people are going to judge me if I walk my son to school. They gonna look at him and they gonna see him with that big coat on and they gonna say, why he got that big coat on? It's not even that cold out. And so as my son put the coat on, because he was determined, he was like, you know what, I don't care what you say, I'm wearing a coat. I had said to him, I said, you know what, I'm not walking you to school this morning because you got that real big coat on. And he said something back to me. He sort of hit me with my own lines. What if I want to be different? What if I don't want to be like everybody else? And in that instant, I said, oh my goodness. But that wasn't good enough because I still said, I had it made up in my mind. I'm not walking this kid to school with that big coat on. So as I was walking, I said, he gonna go his way and I'm gonna go my way. I'm gonna go do a Dollar Tree haul and he just gonna go his way, walk himself to school. And something instantly, when I started walking to go do a haul, something called me back and said, turn around. And I turned around and he was there. And I said, come on, let's go. And I walked him. I share that with you guys because no matter how much I listen to personal development, no matter how much work I have done on myself, that chatter is still shows up. Also this morning, I have these pants on, right? These Forks leather pants. Now, I bought these pants a while ago, but they sort of tearing. So my pants is torn, and you can't really see it unless like I open my legs like this. And so this morning, after I put them on, I had seen some drops of the pants, right, that was on the floor. And I said, oh my goodness. First thought, I can't wear these outside. People gonna see these. And then I said, you know what? I'm keeping these on. It was almost like me rebelling against the norm. Me rebelling of, I don't have to be like everybody else. Me rebelling, I don't have to have it figured all out. I don't have to be perfect. So what if my pants has, if the pleather is tearing a little? So what, right? But that did not stop me. I still showed up, went to the Dollar Tree, walked around in there, and then after that I came home. And so I say that to say this. The only thing that's going to cause you to have this I don't give a attitude is when you start rebelling against what you've been conditioned to believe. And not rebelling because you like, oh, I'm just rebelling, but rebelling because to give yourself freedom, for you not to be in this box of what normal is, for you not to be like everyone else. Like my son Javon said, what if I don't want to be like everyone else? And I seen in that instant, no matter what I have been saying, at times I notice it's not in alignment of what I do. And that's so important. You may have all types of ideas running in your mind. What would my boss say if I did this? What would my children say if I wore this? What would my husband say? It doesn't matter what they say. It doesn't matter what they think. It matters what you think. I remember when I had my spiritual awakening back in 2018, I remember I had this nonchalant attitude. I was so sick and tired of being sick and tired. I was so sick and tired of what society expected of me. I was so sick and tired of what my family expected of me. And I just wanted something different. And it caused me at times to go out with my hair sticking up on top of my head. Because I was just so sick of fitting or playing this role that I have it all together. I have it all figured out. And I got to the point where as though I said, I don't give a damn what nobody else thought of me or how they felt about me. It really mattered on what and how I felt about myself. And so to the people that's out there, I want you to understand that those doors, like, by the way, they still gonna come up. They still going to come up. Like me having that idea and thinking, you know what, I'm not walking my son to school. Like, not walking my son to school because he's wearing a big coat. Like, you know, saying it now is like, oh my goodness, that's so silly, right? But those doors will come up. And a phenomenal thing about life, and I can't stress this enough, is at least you are aware. Without awareness, you can't change it. It's been many times where as though whether I was taking my children on a train ride and perhaps my youngest daughter, Amani, she don't want to get her hair done. So her hair is like sticking all up. And I'm like, oh my goodness, why won't you just let me do your hair? Why won't you just be perfect? That's really what it, like, you know, subconsciously. And my two youngest children, when I tell you, they are reflectors of, well, you said this. You know, you said don't care about what nobody say. So why you care about how my hair look, right? And they constantly challenge me, which the old version of me would have been like, I'm gonna get you, right? I am going to get you. But the new version is, you know, like, I can't get upset for saying something and then doing something completely different. I can't get upset for being a hypocrite, right? I want you to understand that it's okay to have those thoughts that people think you're a weirdo. You don't connect, right? You different. Maybe you don't have all your marbles. You know, you think people feel that way about you. Maybe people even have said that stuff about you. It is okay. But one of the things that I have learned is when you accept you, you will encounter other people that will accept you. Because you accept you. And it's like, how can my children have their own identity if I'm constantly saying, don't wear that, you know, don't do that, don't wear your hair like that. This is something that I have worked on. It's something that I continuously work on. And I think the biggest challenge for most of us is not wanting to be by ourselves, not wanting to stand out in a crowded place, right? Not wanting to stand out because we don't want to feel like we're alone. We don't want to feel like we can't connect to people. And as crazy as that may seem and sound, the crazy thing is that when we are our authentic selves, that's when other people that are their authentic self can gravitate towards us. So what are some of the steps that I highly suggest? One, when those thoughts come up, do the opposite. It's not the easiest thing in the world, but the more you do it, and I'm not saying that those thoughts still isn't going to come up, but when you are aware of those thoughts coming up, the more you do it, the freer you are going to feel. You're not going to feel so restricted. The next thing is ask yourself, like, why do you care? You know, like, why do you care? Like when my son when he wore a big coat to school, you know, why do you care if people say, oh my goodness, he has this huge coat and it's like 70 something degrees outside? Why do you care about that? Because what if they talk about me? What if they think that my son is a weirdo? What if they think I'm a weirdo? What if they think that, oh my goodness, they couldn't get an umbrella? Like, these are all the thoughts that was going on in my mind. And so ask yourself, dissect it. You know, what are some of the thoughts? And what if, right? All those ideas that you got going on in your mind that the ego is painting and telling you all these different scenarios, and it's saying, all right, they just gonna think you crazy. they gonna just think that you absolutely like a psycho. What if they think that? What will that do to you? Is it going to change the way you live your life? Is it going to stop your income? Is it going to stop food from being on your table? If those answers are no, then it doesn't matter what they think. But I can assure you, many people have this idea going on in their mind. No matter how confident they may seem, we still get the idea coming up. But what would they think? But the greatness is, it doesn't matter what they think. And even though those ideas come up, it doesn't matter what they think. The next thing is, do something that you wouldn't normally do. I remember I had went to Dollar Tree and they had these glasses. These glasses, they was cool. Like, I absolutely loved them. They was like St. Patty's glasses. And my intuition was like, get those glasses. Like, I knew the glasses, they was like dynamite. I knew that. And I looked at them and I was like, dang, these real cool. These fly. But then a part of me was like, all right, don't put them glasses on. You know, it's people in this store. And what I did was to get uncomfortable. Because it's you being uncomfortable that's going to change your life. It's you listening to your intuition that is going to give you something different. And I put the glasses on. Not only did I put the glasses on, I walked around the store with the glasses on. Not only that, I took it a step further. I walked all the way from Dollar Tree to my home with the glasses on. And I challenged myself. And it felt so amazing. It felt like this lift, right? Like this, not so much pressure, like freedom. It felt like, oh my goodness, I get to be me. I get to be my authentic self. And I don't give a damn what nobody else think of that. It felt so amazing. And so those are some of the things that you can do. Ask yourself, why do you care? Also, do something challenging. Something that's going to get you out of your comfort zone. Something that scares you. Whether it is you rocking your natural hair. Whether it is you getting some funky glasses and walking around your neighborhood with the glasses. Whether it is you walking your son to school with a big heavy coat on when it's 70 something degrees. Whatever that thing is, do it. Because it's definitely going to get you out of your comfort zone. And you will start having the attitude, I don't give a damn what nobody else think of me. You don't have to be perfect, because guess what? None of us are. Okay? None of us. You know what? We on this journey. None of us have it figured out. I don't care how much people pretend. None of us have it figured out. We figuring it out as we go. We don't have all our shit together. You don't have to be perfect. What I come to realize, being perfect is such a hindrance alone in itself. Being perfect is it's so boring. Being perfect, being perfect is you in a box. You can't express your authenticity because it has to be perfect. Because you have to follow the norm. What is the goddamn norm? So go ahead, honey. You better live your life. Live your life, because there's not a such thing as perfect. Good talking. Okay, but honey, are you walking it? Now, that's the question.